Welcome back to another bonus episode of Let's Play Battlefield 1942. And on today's episode, we're going to be on Operation Market Garden. I joined toward the very end of the first round on a 2-round server. That's why I don't see the loading screen there. And wow, that's a lot of people spawning in at the parachute drop. On this episode, once again, I'm on the Allied side, but that's fine. I'm going to do another defensive episode, but instead of focusing on the church like I did in the first one, I'm going to do the bridge defense. I just spawned in here to grab a tank and move toward the bridges. I'll see what I can do with the tank first, and then I'll show you as an engineer how you properly defend the main bridge. I could do one on Stone Bridge, but that's pretty self-explanatory. Stone Bridge is a very small bridge. You just put up a couple landmines and then run away. And the Germans got off to a really good start there with, looks like an empty Jeep icon. So they must have, that's why they made such a good time. Rare to see the Germans. In fact, often the normal opening on this game is to see the Americans take the Stone Bridge first. So I have to give a lot of credit to, in fact, the Americans often take the Stone Bridge flag using one of the tanks from the church. So the fact that the Germans are able to take Stone Bridge that quickly, and that's an engineer. If he'd put landmines on me, I'd be in trouble right now. So I'm not going to move. But presumably, if he were smart enough to use a landmine on me, he wouldn't have kept running around with the X-Packs. Just to be sure, I'm gonna wait until his kit's gone before I move. And I'm still neutralizing this flag, so they actually, because they took this flag so quickly, I think what happened is a lot of people on the German side didn't even load up the map until after this flag had been taken, so they could all spawn in here. That would explain why there's so many enemies so quickly. That brings up kind of an interesting topic. You often saw in Battlefield 2, because of the squad system where you can spawn on a squad leader, people, that was a friendly plane bombing me at a friendly flag in a friendly tank. Why he did that, who knows? But the issue of delaying your spawn in, people would often not spawn in immediately after they died. They would wait for their squad leader on Battlefield 2 to reach an objective, and then they'd all spawn in. Well, theoretically at least, you could do that on this game, only you would wait to spawn in at the very beginning until hopefully someone on your team took a flag. And you wouldn't see that very often, but here it just happened to take place. Just a freak occurrence, I guess. And here's more of a typical opening, with the Americans holding the Stone Bridge and the Germans making their way to capture the main base, but then it turns neutral as all the Americans pour in and make use of this really large capture radius. A lot of different places you can hide and keep this flag neutral. Very difficult for the Germans to secure it. Alright, that was an unfortunate position there, I guess. My side was facing. That tank took a lot of damage from one shell, though. A rare example of the pistol. Okay, he's bringing out the X-Pac there. That's probably what I should have done at the very beginning. A rare use of a genuine pistol duel, not set up or done for comedy, but actually it made the most sense for each of us to try to kill each other with a pistol. This is just this is a common example of a place where you can hide and get that'd be the wreckage of a Tiger. Oh, okay, I guess that's not wreckage. Just looked like it with the shadow, I guess. From this building, you can, from a relatively safe position, keep the flag neutral, which is very, very frustrating for the Germans. And occasionally peek out the window and see if you can get a hit on something. I wonder if I can... I don't think I can quite throw an X-Pac over the bridge. Just barely fell down there. I didn't have quite enough time to set up any landmines or X-Packs on the bridge before their armored engines start rolling in. So as soon as we hopefully clear them out or they move on, I'm going to show off a defense of the bridge. But this is another way to defend a bridge, is just to stay under it, keep it neutral, and keep the German armor stuck. Now, often what the German armor will do on this map when the bridge is neutral is they just sit there looking around within the capture radius, hoping in vain that they somehow kill all the defenders and then capture the flag. What they probably should do, and what I often like to do, is I just see, if I see that it's not realistic to take the flag, I'll just keep on rolling and then go for the church. No sense of being stuck there. And that guy was going to do, as you can see, a little X-Pack defense. Common thing to do to defend that. Just toss an X-Pack at the very bottom of the stairs. Stay at the top of the stairs. When you see someone walk in there, then detonate. But that's only useful if you know that someone's going to be going into that building. So it's possible maybe he saw that I was following behind him. Maybe it was just luck that his enemy was coming up through that location. But that's why you usually don't see many people using an X-Pack defense of that kind. Although, if I had been, a few seconds slower, it should be pretty much invincible. It's not possible to kill someone in that position on top of the stairs in this enclosed area. And see, there's a wall on all sides, and it's not possible to kill someone before they just press the detonate button. So that's pretty much a guaranteed kill. A little bit of a variation on the church X-Pack defense that I showed before. Or the windmill defense that I showed on Battle of the Bulge. Although on Battle of the Bulge there's a little window that you can potentially get killed from splash damage in the window. So it's an even stronger tactic, it's just that there's usually not that much traffic through this building, so usually it's just a waste of time, unless you just want to keep the flag neutral. Which, if you're an American, maybe you do, but the Germans probably don't. They want to move on. And this is the first time I've actually noticed the ticket count. We have a massive lead. Either side can be bled on this. It's 3 tickets out of 4. So, I don't know what happened. I guess they were being bled early on when we had all the flags, and they just weren't able to get 2 of the flags. Alright, so now I've got some good gear sitting on top of that bridge, and just leaving a spread of X-Packs like that is often enough to make the tanks just stop. In theory, they can drive right past the X-Packs, but they're going to be so afraid that there's going to be the engineer watching with the detonator that they may just sit there. I'll just throw another couple of packs. The X-Packs are particularly useful if you're watching with the detonator waiting, because it also protects against infantry movement. There are no anti-infantry mines on this game, but you can use X-Packs if you're watching, and you can detonate when people walk by them. In fact, you often see that at the stone bridge, because it's so narrow the infantry have to pass through. Stay tuned for part 2.